What's happened is I pinched the cable, the clutch cable, in between the case and the stand that it was resting on. So I've had to lower it, set it on these blocks here, and it's tied down. It's leaning this way a little bit, but it's secure enough for me to go ahead and just remove this, get this to slip out, and then slide it out so I can just get it out of the way and then deal with this later. Alright, so this is the inside of the transmission cover over here, the side of the transmission basically. When you take these bolts off here, this is what you will see. If you ever need to change your clutch cable, you have to get in here because the other end of the clutch cable connects right here. There's no way around it. You got to get inside of here. So if you're changing your clutch cable and you don't know how to remove this, I'm going to show you the steps on a little bit of how it works, and then as I take it apart, I'll try and show you some of these steps that it takes. It's really not a lot. You just have to have a couple of tools and you get the job done. So let me show you what you're looking at. What you're looking at is your clutch cable that comes all the way up from your perch up there in your left hand, and it comes inside of here. And what it does is the other end of it connects to this metal piece right here, which is sandwiched and jammed inside of this rounded piece, this machine piece here. Now, when I take this apart, this comes apart, and you take once you take this off, you can move everything, take the cable out. But essentially, what happens is when you pull the clutch cable, it's pulling the cable in, and so what it does is it pulls everything this direction. Then, when it pulls this direction, that allows this machined ball, it's like a ball bearing, you'll see in a minute, it allows it to spin. There's ball bearings that are underneath this. There's 3 of them, and they're kind of in some like grooved out holes, and so that's what allows it to spin and rotate when you pull on this clutch lever. When you do that, what it does is it pushes it out. It's because when it's spinning, it's gonna move, and it pushes this rod right here. This rod is what goes in and out, and this is what you're putting the pressure up against, okay? Whether you're pushing the rod in or whether you're pushing the rod out, depending on what you're doing here. Really simple. So let go of the clutch, it comes back into here, and then now it's not putting any pressure on that rod, and you don't need a shift, or you're not doing anything on the clutch. What this does actually is it goes all the way to the other side. It's a rod inside of here, and it goes all the way to the other side. And when you pull the clutch and it moves all this, what it's doing is it's pushing that rod, and on the other end, it's pushing the clutch basket out like that, so that the clutch, the friction plates don't touch each other, and that's what allows you to shift. Then you let go of the clutch, and it pulls the pin back in, or the pressure plates on the other side. Close the clutch again, and then back to using this rod to push it open. So I'll have the other side apart soon, and I'll kind of put the videos together so you can see what this does in conjunction with the other side. But it's a really simple system. Cable comes in, pull it, goes in that direction, turns this mechanism. This mechanism has a little ball joint type thing in here where it allows it to push up against this, which pushes the clutch plates out on the other side. There's a lot of just little pieces that go to this, does this, to do this, to do that, to do that, to do that. It's really mechanical, and when you see it that way and you understand it that way, a lot of stuff will make sense. So, all right, let me take this apart. First thing I got to do here is take this snap ring off, and once you get that snap ring off, then I'll show you the bearings that are, or the little ball rollers that are under here, and then you'll see how you can get this piece off and then snake it out through that side over there. All right, so snap ring has been taken out. It's a pretty good size snap ring too. It's got some strength to it. So you are going to need a good strength and good, strong, sturdy pair of snap ring pliers to be able to get it out. But now that you've got the snap ring out, I'm going to go ahead and remove this piece here, and you'll see, I don't know if I can do it with one hand. There, I'll just show you underneath. There. So that's what's underneath. So when you're pulling that clutch, what it's doing is it's rolling on those bearings right there, and it's ramping itself up because of how they're grooved in, and that's what allows it to push the rod. So that's what's underneath this cover here. So when you take the snap ring out, then you can have access to this right here. which then gives you the slack that you need to go and take this piece out right there. All right, so this is the piece right here. Now this is the clutch cable. When you buy a new clutch cable, that is the end of it that goes all the way down into the transmission here. So in order to get that out, in order to remove it, so you can take the clutch cable and slide it out, now that we've removed this part here, you're going to just rotate this all the way so that you can get space and have space to click that out, and then just kind of roll that down just like that. And now we're out. And now you can go ahead and unthread it right here from the side cover, and then we can go ahead and pull it all the way out. All right, so I went ahead and broke the clutch cable loose from the side housing of the transmission, and there's no really kind of, way to do it other than just spin this. And just keep this stationary because this will not turn. Otherwise, you got to turn the entire cable. So you just kind of have to spin this off of here like so. And just be careful because when you're spinning it, you're not spinning it at a perfectly straight position with the cable. You can see it's all off to the side and the spin's all funky. So just make sure you're walking it out slowly with the threads. You don't want to cross thread anything when you're backing this thing out. Even more so, that's going to be even more important when we go put it back on, actually. So just be really careful, especially when you get towards the end, because those are the threads you don't want to, the starting ones are probably the most important ones. Boy, it's long too. Just when you think it's there, it's not. You'll feel it fall off like that. And there you go. Side cover off, and now I'm going to go ahead and be able to slide that underneath there and pull it all the way out the other side. Why would it have gone in the direction I wanted it to go, That would have just made too much sense. That would have been, too easy. Duh. I win. Dirty son of a gun too. This is definitely trash. This won't see it to another bike probably. This definitely trash.